Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tech with H1. So in the part 1 of building your private GPT, I've explained how to configure the Amazon Bedrock KB and all. So in this particular video, we will be concentrating on building the front-end application and try to deploy that on AWS. So if you're interested, please check out the part 1 and then head over to this video. Let's get started. So if you see the architecture diagram, so if you recollect, so the first part what we did is creating an AWS Bedrock KB and having one of the source data bucket and storing our PDF, and that PDF will be in turn chunked into something called as embeddings, and we were using Claude Sonnet through access that data. We were interacting with the model. So that is what we did in the first part of the video. So in this video, we will figure out how to build this part of the architecture where a user who is interested in knowing the answers, he will request the CloudFront distribution network, or in that way it is also connected to the S3 static website where the front-end application is stored, and that is in turn going to call API gateway Lambda function, and it will reach the Amazon Bedrock. So this is the GitHub repository which has got all the content, including the Terraform script to deploy this. So what I've done is I've cloned this repository. So click on code, copy the link and git clone. So I've already done that, and if you see here, this has got all the details in it. So first let's go step by step to understand what are the things that we are doing. So firstly, let me expand the Terraform script. So if you see here, if I go in main.tf, this is where I have my AWS provider added, and I'm operating in US East 1 region. So I've given that. And this part of the resources will create the IAM role, which is required for the Lambda function. So it's creating lambda.aws.com as a service, and it's creating the assume role. Next, the policy for the Lambda to access Bedrock Knowledge Base is here. So you can either do it manually, but I prefer doing it with IAC tools like Terraform. So I'm doing this video. So, and this is the resource which is exactly going to create your Lambda function. So as soon as you run deploy.sh, there is a convenience script with the name deploy.sh. Whenever you run that, what it will do, it will convert all your files under the Lambda, or the script that you have written to the Lambda function will be zipped, and it will be submitted as a request to the AWS to upload that zip file as a Lambda function for the function that we are creating, that is KB query. Okay, so these are all the required details related to the Lambda function itself. Next, we are also creating an API gateway. So we are creating post get request, and this is the information related to the API gateway and the query route and all those things. And it is also creating the Lambda permission for the API gateway, which covers this part. Next, let's also see the S3 frontend. So here we are creating the frontend or storing the frontend details in this S3 bucket. So it's creating another S3 bucket here with the name frontend at the end. So you can see it's having index.html and all those things, and you can see pretty much it is all automated. You don't have to do anything. All the things that you are well documented, you can just go ahead and deploy this application. Okay, so this is also going to enable the S3 bucket with your static website. So if you do not know what static website, I will provide the link to that video that I've created in the past, so that you can understand what's static website. Then we have defined few variables where we are going to operate with this Terraform. So I'm using AWS region, the name of the project. So you can change this name, by the way. If you change this name, all the resources name will also changes. So keep that in mind. And one thing, if you remember, I asked you to remember the knowledge base ID in your previous step. That needs to be added here. This is my ID. So don't worry, I'm going to delete this after doing this video, so you won't be able to see that. Now, if I want to show that where to get the knowledge base KB ID, go to your knowledge base, and on the top you will see the knowledge base. So let me show that to you. Scroll all the way down, and you will see knowledge bases. And if you go here, you will see this knowledge base, and this is your knowledge base ID. So just copy that and paste that here, and you should be good to go. And you will also have to get your model ID. So this changes. So you please go to your console and get the ARN and add it here. So you could even automate this by getting by running data module. So if you want to do that, and if you want to enhance this script, go ahead and do that. Raise an issue. I'll review that and I'll merge the pull request. Okay, so this is about the Terraform script, which is exactly creating the base infrastructure which is required in order to run the front-end application. Next, we have the Lambda script, which is exactly doing what is required. Basically, it's going to talk to your Amazon Bedrock and do the things which is required. So we will see this in the console so that it's more clear to you. So I'll skip the Lambda part, and front end, it has got a simple UI. So if I want to show how the front end looks, so let me go. Okay, so this is how the front end application looks. You can submit your question here and hit send. This will in turn go to your API gateway, and API gateway will talk to your Lambda function. Lambda function will trigger the Amazon KB, and it will get a response back to you. So this is how it works. So that's about the front-end application. There is only one thing that you have to do if you're running the Terraform script manually. That is, go to your app.js and you will have to replace your API endpoint here. But the convenience script that I've provided, that is deploy.sh and destroy.sh, it will take entire thing for you. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is be in this directory, clone this repository, go ahead and provide the right permission for deploy.sh and destroy.sh, and then run deploy.sh. It will create the entire infrastructure, and it will give you the CDN URL which you can access to access the front-end application. So as simple as that. So what I've done is I've already created this infrastructure. So all you have to do is / and deploy.sh. Once you run this, it will check. Let's go ahead and see what's a deploy.sh doing. Firstly, it is going to package your Lambda function. If you see here, it will package the Lambda function along with the required libraries and things. So after that is being done, it is going to initialize the Terraform and apply it. So if you see that it's initializing the Terraform, it's planning, and it's auto approving it. And then you will get the API endpoint URL. So after the apply is completed, you will get the API endpoint URL, and that URL will be added to your S3 or your app.js. And once that is done, it is going to update that to the S3 bucket. So from the Terraform output, it is going to update that, and then you will get the CloudFront URL, using which you can access your website. So if you see here, if I go to my CloudFront distribution, you can see this is my distribution domain name. You get the distribution domain name here. If you want to add a name, you can do that as well. And it has also created another S3 bucket here. If you see private GPT front end, and it has got index.html, app.cs, app.js, and style.css. And it has also created an API gateway. And here you will have two routes. Sorry, the post route and the get route, right? So you can see that details here and the URL, right? And the Lambda function itself, let's see that here. So this is the function that it was created. So if you want to see what it is doing, let's go to the code and see that. So if you observe this, basically it has zipped all the things and uploaded here. So you don't have to worry about anything. The code is doing its part, right? So if you want to see the code actually, you can just minimize this, scroll down, and you can see index.py here. Basically, I'm importing all the required libraries here, and I'm using Bedrock Agent runtime, where I'll be using the runtime to provide some instructions. So if you observe this carefully, it has got the knowledge base ID which we have set, and the Bedrock model ARN which we are sending it from the Terraform. So then we are passing on the system instruction. We are asking the model to be as an expert solutions architect professional, examination assistant, and your role is to provide the details about the examination and things like that, which is already there in the document that we uploaded. So that is getting here, and this will query the knowledge base. So after giving the instructions, we are querying the knowledge base, and then we are extracting the generated response, and then that will be in turn submitted to your front-end application. So now let's go ahead and grab the CloudFront distribution name and see how things are working, right? So if you hit enter, if you see this is a complete end-to-end project. It's also got security, built-in SSL certificates. All of these are taken care. Now, if you see here, you have the front-end application where it's asking you to ask questions about the SAP C02 examination. It says, hello, I am your AWS Solutions Architect Professional Exam Assistant. Ask me anything about the question. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me ask this question. What are the key domains covered in the SAP C02 examination? So let me go ahead and send that. Let's see what's the response is. So it will take a bit of a time when you're doing it for the first time, but the later stages, you will get the response very quickly. All right, so if you see here, you have got a response. According to AWS Certified Solutions Architect Professional Examination Guide, the key concept domains covered in this exam are, and so on. Right, so let's go ahead and ask another question. I'll say, I don't know if C04 is there, so let's go ahead and ask that. Probably it might not say the answer, or it might give the same response which we have received for C02, but officially there is no C04 examination, but let's see what is the response. So it says the search does not mention SAP C04. It's quite good that it did not have a response for C04, and it's also providing the response for C02. It says that do you mean C02, and it's giving you the content here. So this is how you can build your own private GPT on any of your data that you have. And it's cool thing that you can build a chat version of it and share it with your friends. Probably you can also try it out. You can share this with your friends. Probably for your own team, build a custom application like this. Insert all the documents that are required for your team and ask them to use this and see if that really works. Right. So let me know in the comments, how did you like about this product, and if you are going to use this or create this project. And I'll be waiting for your updates on LinkedIn. So if you're building this project and sharing it outside, let me know. Tag me on LinkedIn so that I can also give a shout out. And thanks for watching till the very end. And if you're liking the content that I'm creating, please consider subscribing and share it with your friends. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.